Alright, so Harber is not having a good box, but this box has been really good for me so far, so let's see if that streak continues. We are going to rip 3 more packs tonight and see what we get. We had a killer 3-way Oathbreaker match on Monday night, and yeah, it was a real doozy, so hopefully we can get some stuff that I can load into another Oathbreaker deck here. Alright, so let's see what we get here. Alrighty, Thieving Otter, cute. I've pulled a couple of these so far. Spell Eater Wolverine. I do like Double Strike. Condition for it isn't bad. Pulled, I think this is my 3rd on this. Garrison Cat, it's a kitty. Durable Coil Bug, it's a bug. Honey Mammoth, oh, so many jokes, so many jokes. Light of Hope, cool card, already got a foil on this one. Shredded Sail, see, this one's actually a pretty good card in my mind, because you get some variability for 2 mana. Trash an artifact, blast a creature with flying. Actually would be a pretty good Oathbreaker card, because with Oathbreaker you're always worried about the flying creatures going and hitting your Planeswalker, so there you go. Facet Reader, basically a functional reprint of a not great card. Sleeper Dart, yeah, not awesome either. Pulled several of these. Memory Leak, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. A little bit pricey. Ooh, okay, so we are into the uncommons, and this is a new one. Charge of the Forever Beast. As an additional cost of the spell, reveal a creature card from your hand. Charge of the Forever Beast deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the revealed card's power. That's interesting. So you've got to have a big hitter in your hand, and you can't target a player. Maybe this would go on the Kyra Oathbreaker deck. I don't know if this makes an EDH deck. The art's really cool though. That I dig. Alrighty, we have an Abzan Crystal. Not bad. Not sure it's going in a deck though. Bastion of Remembrance. I'd be more excited about this, but I literally was just going through the commander decks, and this is in the Mardu commander deck. But this is the first time I pulled this here, so when Bastion of Remembrance enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Actually, now that I read this one, this is probably going to go in the Koval deck, because then you're going to start, when you're sacrificing, nailing everybody. That's actually pretty good, and for 3 it comes in with some sack fodder. I like that. That one's going to get played. Alright, Cub. Oh, this is our rare. Cub Warden. So, a 3 and a white. We've also got 2 and 2 whites to mutate it. For a 3/5 lifelink, whenever this creature mutates, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. So it's a cat that makes more cats. I don't know. That one's not awesome, even if you're going for like a cat tribal deck. I'm going to think on that. Got an island. We got a Lava Brink soldier token. Alright, so 1 down. Let's see what we get from here. Alright. Phase Dolphin. Saying it again. A whale is not a dolphin. Why didn't they make it a phase whale? Then things would be consistent. Pyroceratops. Trample. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Blade Banish. Number one, I think the Wanderer is a super cool planeswalker. I would like to see much more of them. Number two, that art is totally killer. First time I've pulled this card, so Blade Banish, 3 and a white, exile target creature with power 4 or greater. So basically what the Wanderer did in War of the Spark. Don't know if that gets a lot of play though. So 4 to get rid of a 4. Capture Sphere. This is a reprint from numerous sets. Flash, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. Yup. Humble Naturalist. It's a mana dork with a good flavor text. Dark Bargain. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Dark Bargain deals 2 damage to you. Good in a graveyard recursion deck. Yeah. Actually, thinking for a couple decks that could go in. But anyway. Survivor's Bond. I think this is our second to last common. Choose one or both. Return target human creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Return target non-human creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's actually not bad. So for 2, you can get 2 out of your graveyard. Not bad. All right. Unlikely Aid. Interesting art. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible. Alright, Suffocating Fumes. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Definitely not an EDH1. Alright. Dreamtail Heron. I've pulled the cool Japanese art on this already. I think this is going to be our last common. Yep. Alrighty. Primal Empathy. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield. Oh, that's pretty good. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. This is a good card. This needs to go in my Kyra deck. Absolutely. Can think of a couple other Simic decks this could go into as well. No, that's a good one. I like that. That'll probably get some play. Savai Thundermane. Whenever you cycle a card, done. Unbreakable Bond. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a lifelink counter on it. Harber just pulled one of these in the video I'm watching, or I just watched. Yeah, that's a good card. A little pricey for 5. Ooh, so this is our rare, and this is the Mythos of Illuna. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent. Interesting already. If red-green was spent to cast this spell, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except that token has, when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's a creature, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So you can make a token of anything, and then if you are playing Teamer, you can then put a creature in there that fights for 4. The only thing that bothers me about this is if you're running Illuna as a commander, Illuna's thing is you mutate them and you get to exile cards off the top of your library until you get a permanent, I think a non-land permanent, and then that goes into the battlefield. So if you're running instance sorceries in that deck, they're going to get exiled, likely, if you're making Illuna do their thing, and you're not going to get, I mean, this is just going to wind up getting exiled, and you're not going to be able to do much with it. I don't know. I'll have to think about this one. Blossoming Sands and a Skysail Soldier. All right, so interesting. Got one I don't like, one I think is kind of cool. Let's see what pack number 3 has. Mayhaps Harber cursed us with his bad luck. Alright, another Blade Banish. Another Capture Sphere. Adrianath Stinger, yep, cycling, so big in this deck, and I am just, or this set, and I'm just not a big fan of cycling. I like Mutate, I like the counters, just not a fan of cycling. Stinger Tactician, also a cycling. Humble Naturalist, Dark Bargain. Oh man, we're just racking up. Survivor's Bond, Unlikely Aid, Coordinated Charge. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Oh, yep, they're cycling too. Alright, this is a new one for me. Valiant Rescuer. Whenever up, cycle another card. For the first time each turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Flavor text on that's pretty funny. Sonorous Hellbonder. This one's pretty good. I've pulled this already. Each creature you control with menace can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, so it's like double menace. Heartless Act. This is a new one. Choose one. I always like the choose cards. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to 3 counters from target creature. That's pretty good for a black and 1. Ooh, another Mythos. I think Harber might have pulled this one already. So Mythos of Brokos. Alright, so 2 green. If blue-black was spent to cast the spell, search your library for a card. Put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. So you got to play Graveyard Recursion. And then return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Now that's interesting. So you can tutor into your graveyard, and then you can return 2 permanents from your graveyard to your hand. That is actually really good. Downsides to it, you've got to be playing Sultai. So you're playing basically Sultai Graveyard Recursion. Interesting. I've thought about making a Sultai deck. I was thinking about tweaking the Sultai Commander deck. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh, a foil. Ooh, and it's a rare. Okay, so a double rare deck. Alright, Yadaro, Wandering Monster. Trample Haste, cycling for 1 in red. When you cycle Yadaro, Wandering Monster, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. If you cycled a card named Yadaro's Wandering Monster 4 more times this game, put it onto the battlefield from your graveyard instead. So you got to cycle it 4 times. You've really got to be churning through the cards to do that. In Commander, at least. Not sure if it has a place. An 8/8 Trample Haste for 8. That in and of itself is pretty good. And it's a dinosaur turtle. But I don't think it's making the dinosaur deck. Yeah. Alright. Garbage there. So, alright, not my favorite rares. I've got 2 that are intriguing. The Mythos cards. I'm going to think about that big old dinosaur turtle. But alright, not bad. Not bad.